Good evening, one and all. We welcome you all to the international webinar series on holistic health, well-being, and sustainable development 2025, commemorating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, nation celebrating 78 years of independence and United Nations Sustainable Development Goals 2015 to 2030 and Viksit Bharat at 2047 as part of awareness and campaigns in collaboration with Sri Holistic Health Foundation India and Sri Research Institute Center for Arts, Sciences and Wellbeing. Before we start our sessions, let's take the blessings of Almighty.
गुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं गुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते शुभं गुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं गुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः
With the blessings of Almighty, we shall continue with today's commemorations. Today, we are commemorating World Post Day on 9th October. World Post Day is celebrated each year on 9th October, the anniversary of the establishment of the Universal Postal Union in 1874 in the Swiss capital, Bern. It was declared World Post Day by UPU Congress held in Tokyo, Japan in 1969. Since then, countries across the world participate actually in the celebration, annually in the celebrations. The posts in many countries use the event to introduce or promote new postal products and services. In 2015, countries all over the world committed themselves in working together towards achieving the Sustainable Development Goals, which aim to end extreme poverty and hunger, fight inequality and injustice, and take action to reverse climate change. To name just few of these, 17 agreed new goals, playing its part in the global effort. The post today has more relevant role than ever by producing infrastructure for development. So the 2025 theme, Post for People, Local Service and Global Reach. So this year, this is the theme for 2025. And on this occasion, UP's International Letter Writing Competition is being organized. The annual competition, which was launched in 1971, aims to promote literacy among children through the art of letter writing, attracting more than 1.2 million global participants each year. The competition encourages young people aged 9 to 15 to write letters on a given theme. This year, the Universal Postal Union, in short known as UPU, is partnering with the International Maritime Organization IMO and the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization UNESCO to inspire young writers worldwide reflect on the importance of protecting our seas and oceans. Over 1.5 billion people worldwide, approximately 28% of the global adult population across basic financial services, access payments, money transfers, and savings through postal networks. The global parcels market has grown from just under 250 billion US in 2018 to over 500 billion US dollars in 2020. 53% of post offices in the world provide insurance, a critical financial service to strengthen the resilience of low income individuals faced with irregular and unpredictable levels of revenue. With a network comprising more than 6 lakhs 50,000 offices and 5.3 million staff global and a public service mandate from many governments, the post is unparalleled in its ability to deliver services to anyone, anywhere. The purpose of World Post Day is to create awareness of the role of postal sector in people's and businesses' everyday lives and its contribution to the social and economic development of countries. The celebration encourages member countries to undertake program activities aimed at generating a broader awareness of their post role and activities among the public and media on a national scale. So every year, more than 150 countries celebrate World Post Day in a variety of ways. In certain countries, World Post Day is observed as a working holiday. Many posts use this event to introduce or promote new postal products and services. Some posts also use World Post Day to reward their employees for good service. In many cities, philatelic exhibitions are organized and new stamps and dates cancellations mark are issued. Other activities include the display of World Postal Post Day posters in post offices and other public places, open days at the post offices, mail centers, and postal museums, the holding of conferences, seminars, and workshops, and as well the cultural, sport, and other recreational activities. Many postal administrations issue special souvenirs such as t-shirts and badges. So for countries participating in the UPU International Letter Writing Competition, national winners are often honored on 9th October. So established in 1874, the Universal Postal Union, UPU, with its headquarters in Bern, Switzerland, is the second oldest national organization worldwide after the International Telecommunications Union, ITU. It coordinates postal policies among the member nations in addition to the worldwide postal system and became on 1st July 1948 a specialized agency of the United Nations. The United Nations is the only organization in the world which is neither a country nor a territory that is permitted to use postage stamp, issue postage stamps. It is also the only postal authority to issue stamps in different currencies, namely US dollars, Swiss francs, and euro. So the first United Nations stamps were issued in US dollar denominations on United Nations Day, 24th October in 1951, and UN stamps have illustrated the aims and achievements of the United Nations and its family of organizations. Today is also commemorated as World Sight Day. On October 9th every year, on second Thursday of October. This was initiated by the Lions Club International Foundation during Sight First campaign, is an effort to spread awareness about the preventable blindness and help who are visually impaired. In 1917, Melvin Jones established Lions Club International (LCI), which was a service organization. The Lions Club International has organized a variety of projects across the globe, like fundraisers for typhoons and cyclone victims, diagnosis and management for people with hearing disorders, community hearing, and cancer screening projects. One of the well-known Lions Club International projects was the Sight First campaign, started in 1990s. The campaign aimed to fight blindness due to trachoma and other causes of blindness. These are campaigns helped over 488 million people who were visually impaired. So during the Fight First campaign in 2000, the Lions Club International and the International Agency for the Prevention of Blindness, IAPB, proclaimed every second Thursday of October to be observed as World Sight Day. The primary objective was to draw the public attention to the importance of following safe practices to prevent blindness and other problems related to vision. Medication kits and financial assistance were provided to the needy. This day was observed by millions of people worldwide to spread awareness about eye care and also to appreciate the gift of vision, which is a blessing in every sense of the word. This day was also a step towards the World Health Organization's Vision 2020, which aimed to intensify and accelerate prevention of blindness activities so as to achieve the goal of eliminating avoidable blindness by 2020. In 2020, World Sight Day was celebrated with a theme named Hope in Sight, and over 755 World Sight Day events were organized in about 140 countries worldwide. In 2020, World Sight Day was celebrated with a theme named Hope in Sight, with over 755 World Sight Day events were organized in 140 countries worldwide. Today is also commemorated as Uganda Independence Day in Uganda on October 9th, has been source of national pride for many Ugandans. Since gaining independence in 1962, Uganda has referred to as Pearl of Africa. The following years were full of positive and negative accomplishments. Uganda, with a population of over 45 million, is located in East Africa and is known for producing the world's most natural jewels, that is, pearls. Parades and performances are typically held nationwide to commemorate Uganda Independence Day. The celebrations and demonstrations frequently reflect the country's exciting history and catch the attention of tourists worldwide. Today is also commemorated as South Korea Hangul Day in South Korea, also known as Korean Alphabet Day, is observed annually on October 9th. It is a national day to commemorate the invention and proclamation of the Korean alphabet known as Hangul or Hangul. It is also celebrated in North Korea on January 15th as Chosun Gul Day. Before the invention of Hangul, Koreans wrote using classical Chinese with native phonetic systems. Hangul Day has been a national holiday since 1970, except for the years 1991 until 2012, We observe the day to commemorate King Sejong's achievement and promulgation of the Numenjeongeum, a document describing an entirely new script for the Korean language, which was later known as Hangul. Since its inception in 1926, the date of Hangul Day was varied. In 1945, the South Korean government declared October 9th as Hangul Day, an annual legal holiday. And since October 9, 1970, Hangul Day has been an annual national holiday in South Korea. However, between 1991 and 2012, Hangul Day's status as a holiday was cancelled due to South Korean government being pressured by major employers to increase the country's annual number of working days. As a result, the day remained as a commemoration, but workers didn't get the day off. On October 1st, 2012, its status as a national day was restored. So before Hangul was invented, Koreans used Chinese characters to write with native phonetic writing systems. Today is also commemorated as National Pro-Life Cup Day in US on October 9th, and this day it was initiated by Cupcakes for Life to raise awareness about abortion and encourage an open dialogue on this uncomfortable topic. Cupcakes are used to break the ice and reach out to the general public in a non-confrontational way to start a conversation and educate people about the taboo topic of abortion. There is a lot of debate in the origin of cupcakes, especially since food recipes are passed down through families from generation to generation. The first notion of cupcake was elaborated on in American Cookery, a 1796 cookbook compiled by the Amelia Simmons, in which a recipe for a light cake to bake in small cups was written, but the first reference to a cupcake was made by Eliza Lacy, a 19th century American author, in her book titled Recipes. In the 19th century, the term cupcake was used for two different purposes: cakes that were baked in individual pottery cups, ramekins or molds, and recipes for what later came known as 1, 2, 3, 4 or quarter cakes, a cake for which the ingredients were measured by volume using a standard size cup. Since then, these delicious small size frosted treats have become a favorite in many cultures and countries. Cupcakes have been used during birthdays, showers, anniversaries, and even proposals as a delicious treat to mark a truly remarkable event or a feat in a person's life. National Pro Life Cup Day was invented by Cupcakes for Life, an organization that started this day. Today is also commemorated as National Moldy Cheese Day in US, which is equivalent of Christmas time for all cheese lovers out there. There are over 1,000 types of cheese, ranging in different styles, textures, and flavors depending on the origin of the milk, butter fat content, bacteria, and mold, etc. Blue cheese is the most popular kind of moldy cheese, with brie and camembert not too far behind the list. Today is also commemorated as National Digital Day, which is celebrated on October 9th in the US. The day has been celebrated since August 2019, and it is a day to celebrate Digital USA, which is the only manufacturer of flight instruments for hot air balloons in the US. Digital Tool USA manufactures Digital Tool Balloon Instrument Model 3, DBI-3, which is considered to be the only balloon instrument in the world that has Federal Aviation Administration, FAA, and European Aviation Safety Agency, EASA approval. As a sponsor to National Digital DigiTool Day, will be celebrated at the Albuquerque International Balloon Festa, highlighting the products of Digital USA. Today is also commemorated as National Depression Screening Day in US. Roughly 40 million adults in the US struggle with depression or anxiety, not to mention the family, friends, and co workers that are also impacted. National Depression Screening Day is held annually on October 9th. It's important for many reasons. First, it can help people make an informed diagnosis. It also drags depression out of the darkness. And perhaps most important, it can also bring help to those that need it. So sadness can certainly be a sign, but once you start experiencing an empty feeling, you might be able to tell that it's depression. Feelings of restlessness or excessive irritability can be signs of depression. If you experience significant weight loss without trying or without a diet, you could be depressed. You find yourself focusing on death or suicide with or without specific plan. Seek help. You may very likely to be depressed. Depression can make it harder for you to focus tasks at hand and can make it more difficult you make decisions. Today is also commemorated as Leif Erikson Day. Nordic communities worldwide will celebrate Leif Erikson Day, remembering the explorer credited with bringing the first Nordic people to America around the year 1000. This day has been adopted by a variety of states throughout the 20th century and represents a celebration of Norwegian explorers, the spirit of discovery, and the contributions of Norwegians in America. It is a greater opportunity to tuck in plate of herring and read upon your history of discovery. Today is also commemorated as Karwa Chauth, which is all celebrated, held on a fourth day after full moon. That is 9 days before Diwali. So, sorry, this is not today. Today is also commemorated as Guayaquil Independence Day in Ecuador. A national holiday on October 9th commemorates Ecuador's liberation from Spanish rule in 1822. Actually, today and tomorrow also it can be celebrated. This Karwa Chauth, which is no, because there is a calendar difference between the 2 days, the solar calendar and the lunar calendar. So it is celebrated both today and tomorrow. So it is generally always held on the fourth day after full moon day, which is 9 days before Diwali. So on this day, married women, especially in northern India, take time to fast from sunrise to moonrise. During this fast, they pray for the safety, health, and long life of their husbands. They have traditions from preparing various foods, decorating the dishes to break the fast, with which clothing to wear, and even gifts they give one another. Women begin preparing for Karwa Chauth a few days ahead of time by buying adornments, jewelry, lamps, and henna. Local bazaars look festive as shopkeepers put their colorful Karwa Chauth products and display. Karwa is another word for pot and Chauth means fourth. So big earthen pots to store wheat are sometimes called karwas. So the fast may have begun as a prayer for a good harvest in the wheat-eating northwestern region of India. It is said that the festival began when women started praying for the safe return of their husbands who went to fight wars in distant lands. It is also believed that it is celebrated to mark the end of harvest season. Whatever the origins, the festival offers an occasion to strengthen familial ties. There are various mythological tales related to Karwa Chauth. One of the most popular ones is that Queen Virvati, the only sister of seven brothers who tricked her about the rise of the moon, causing her to break her fast ahead of time. This later led to her husband, the king, dying. However, upon persistent crying, a goddess told her to repeat the fast. When she did this, her husband's life was restored. So, on the day of Karwa Chauth, married women wake up early in the morning before sunrise to eat sargi, a meal usually prepared by their mother in laws if they live together, and mostly consisting of vermicelli, milk, vegetables, and dried fruits. After this, they neither eat nor drink anything from sunrise until the moon appears. Fasting women choose to wear Karwa Chauth special dresses like a traditional sari to look their best. In some regions, women wear the traditional dresses of their states. Karak is the name of the earthen pot used to offer sacrifices to the moon, while Karwa Chauth is a festival of prayer and fasting. So the two are related. On the day of Karwa Chauth, women apply henna on their hands and feet. They believe that if the color of the mehndi is dark, it's a sign that the wife will get much more care and love from her husband. The goddess Parvati and Lord Shiva are worshipped on this day. With good company, fasting is much more bearable. Husbands could spend time with their wives on this day, talking, watching and observing these festivities or engaging in any other activity that is not physically exerting but supporting each other and in festive activities. Even if you are not celebrating this festival, it is as such the value of appreciation for your spouse may be worth discussing with those around you. This is a good for marriages in any culture that could lead to you forming new family traditions that celebrate each other. So fasting is a difficult thing to do and needs a little strength for any activities. Appreciate her efforts by preparing a sumptuous meal for your wife to break fast. The first Karwa Chauth after the wedding ceremony has more spiritual significance for a wife. During the day's fast, the women are not to eat, drink anything at all, not even a drop of water. New Karwa spherical clay pots that are 7 to 9 inches in diameter and hold roughly 1 gallon of water are brought painted on the outside with beautiful designs and exchanged among female friends. The Karwa Chauth song Puja is sung by the participating women while passing their decorated plates around in a circle. The belief in the fast and its associated rituals goes back to as far as 500 BC. So the spiritual act of praying for the life of one spouse is vital and could be embraced in most cultures. We could thus all of a sort participate in this practice. Fasting all day without even water shows how sacrificial wives can be, which husbands should appreciate. This mutual appreciation is important for each day, not just for a festival day. The day fosters love, strengthens family bonds, and also celebrates the relationship between female friends in our age in which relationships are being eroded. This is important. Today is also commemorated as Guayaquil Independence Day in Ecuador on October 9 to commemorate Ecuador's liberation from Spanish rule in 1820. When October 9 falls on a weekend, this day is typically observed the following weekday. Guayaquil, Ecuador's main city and economic center, goes all out to commemorate Ecuador's Independence Day, known as the Independence Day Guayaquil in the local dialect. Independence Day celebrates in most cities include anything from musical concerts and fireworks, displays to cultural events and parades for those independent ceremonies. Important historical landmarks are used as host locations. Since Guayaquil is perfectly situated on the western bank of the Guas River, the city readily hosts visitors and tourists who come to join in the celebration. Today, we are also commemorating Baby Loss Awareness Day. So, Baby Loss Awareness Week is observed annually every October 9 to 5. In UK, it aims to raise awareness of baby loss during pregnancy at birth or in infancy while supporting bereaved parents and families. This week is also an opportunity for bereaved parents and their families and friends to unite with others across the globe to commemorate their babies' lives. Moreover, Baby Loss Awareness Week is to drive improvement in care and support for those affected by pregnancy and baby loss. We invite you to join on these efforts to create awareness about such an important issue. So, Baby Loss Awareness Week is a week of remembrance. It also raised awareness of such losses to improve care and support for those affected. So this in 2003, this campaign, the campaign expanded from a day to a week with events held across the UK. The first Wave of Life event was held at American International Church in London, attended by representatives and members of each participating organization. In 2004, the campaign was more formal collaboration between five organizations, including SANDS and Miscarriage Association, Ectopic Pregnancy Test, Antenatal Results and Choices, ARC, and so on. Just a moment. So the campaign in 2006, the distinctive two-color ribbon was introduced. The pink and blue ribbon pins were made again by bereaved parents with their family and friends. Since 2010, SANS has played an essential role in organizing baby loss awareness week. In 2014, SANS began taking a lead role in promoting the campaign as part of their work, raising awareness of the issues associated with pregnancy and baby loss in a UK Baby Loss Awareness Week is dedicated to eliminating the taboo to open discussions regarding pregnancy and baby loss. So, what is considered a rainbow baby? This is a baby that you have after the loss of a child. The baby acts as a symbol of renewal and hope. What is called when a newborn baby dies? It is a neonatal death, also called as newborn death, when a baby dies during the first 28 days of life. Some studies suggest that stress can increase the risk of miscarriage, but there is no direct link between stress and miscarriage. So the pink and blue ribbon pins are usually made by the bereaved parents with the help of their family and friends. Buy and wear a pin to show support of the bereaved parents. The money raised from the sales will go to the charities supporting people after the loss of their babies. So take part in the wave of light by lighting a candle for 1 hour at 7 p.m., leaving it on for at least an hour in remembrance of all babies who died during pregnancy, during birth, as soon as after birth, and infancy. So take a photo and post it on social media with the hashtag wave of light. The miscarriage incidence is increased if the parents are 35 years old and older. Around 20% of the known pregnancies end in miscarriage, but the actual number can be higher. So miscarriage can happen to anyone and the causes are not well understood. You can't prevent a miscarriage from happening in most cases. You can just try to reduce the risk by trying to stay as healthy as possible. Most women who experience miscarriages can have successful and healthy pregnancies afterward, so it's not a sign of infertility. Baby Loss Awareness Week is for us to show support to those bereaved parents for the loss of their babies. Hopefully, the support can help reduce the grief they are going through. Baby Loss Awareness Week is an opportunity for bereaved parents to connect globally with other parents with the same experience. They can support one another and commemorate the babies together. This week can be eye-opening for all those who hope to one day become parents. Being aware in advance to the causes of miscarriages can help one to better prepare. Today is also commemorated as Curious Events Day in US on October 9th, and it's a day of wonder about everything we ever wondered about. So Curious Events Day is aptly named since it's a curiosity. Nobody knows how it is organized or when, and certainly not why, all of which makes it an appropriate subject for curiosity, or at least reasoned conjecture. Some have theorized that it was intended as a day when we could feel free to not to sweat the small stuff, the annoying squeak in the door of medicine of chest, those hard to open blister packs, the speed which refrigerated strawberries appear to have attracted dryer lint. With all of that our minds, we could concentrate on things really worthy of our mental ability. Everyone, for example, is curious about the Loch Ness monster. Somebody saw something. We have photos, we have scientific instruments. All this time and nobody has an answer. And what's about those big stone heads on Easter Island? Archaeologists have researched moving them on sledges and walking them side to side on ropes, but we are still curious. So with this, we shall end today's commemorations. Thank you everyone for joining us. And tomorrow, we are celebrating and commemorating World Mental Health Day. So those who are interested to make presentations are welcome to utilize this opportunity and make your presentations. So see you all tomorrow at the same time with the same joining link. We request everyone to quickly fill up the feedback form that is shared in the form of votes. After filling up the feedback form, you may leave the platform. See you all tomorrow. Take care. Good night.